reckon. Watching these out there running around. So well, it's a great effort.
Fantastic. So Rod Stokes and Noel Hooper, the centrals, boundaries Hunt and Teasdale, and in goals Barron and Posadowski. And in fact it is Rod Stokes who is looking for recognition from the captains. And interesting, Laurie, I'll get you to have a look at some of the matchups. It's entering young Anderton, looks as if he's in a key backline position for Thompson, but the umpire has the footy. It looks like Angelkovic and Justin who will be doing the ruck work, both up and down, but Angelkovic gets a hand to the footy. Flick for North Geelong comes across to, well, there's somebody that I can't pick up straight away. The ball comes to ground, and it's Thompson. Get the first real kick out of the centre, goes to half forward. Great defensive work there by Sakita. Big punch into the footy. Russell Hearn grabs it, handball across to Jones, and here goes North Geelong wide to centre wing, and it's Lockwood taking a mark out there in front of his opponent Wolfman. And Lockwood just chips the footy and finds his teammate. Has Russell Hearn loose in the centre, and Russell Hearn takes the comfortable chest mark for North. North now into the breeze, kicking to the northern end, but Aitchison is in the way at centre half back. The kick was just too well weighted, and that's a terrible kick from Andrew Aitchison. I guess you won't see too many of those in a game of footy. But Thompson now get the ball towards centre wing. It's running toward the boundary in front of our broadcast position here, and finally pushed over by it was Dale Morrison and his opponent in Matty Armstrong. So right in front of our broadcast position, through centre wing, on the western side here at Osborne Park. And Jelkovic and Justin. Neither player gets a hand to the footy. Falls to the back of the pack. Russell Hearn runs straight through. Doesn't go with the ball. Justin handball to Paddy Burns. Comes clear to Jelkovic. He allows his teammate Danny McCarthy to take it. Handball. The handball's come clear to, and that's David Gibbs, who was spoken about before. But yeah, a shot on goal there from Dale Menzies for the Thompson side. It's smothered. Gets a handball to the goal square. It's in dispute. The opportunity here for, unfortunately, Anderton can't pick it up. And it's Rowe of North Geelong. Clears the danger area for North Geelong. Looks for the safety of the boundary and finds it just in front of the change room here at North Geelong. Well, an interesting start, Laurie. Both sides pretty hard at the footy.
Pretty hard. Thompson was a bit unlucky again. Dale Menzies couldn't get a handle on the footy and just stumbled in the crucial stage. So there's a little bit of pressure out there.
Ball in the forward line for Thompson. The handball comes out to Costello. He had a flying shot from 40 metres on the boundary, and he's only just missed to the right-hand side, but that's a behind to Kane Costello, a behind to the Thompson Footy Club. Their first for the day. North Geelong yet to score, and that's on the Victory Trophy scoreboard 3 minutes into the first quarter.
And the old-timer for North Geelong, dashing Daryl Jones, playing across the back line this year as opposed to his normal on-the-ball type tactics. He's going to take the kick in.
Give him a new lease of life, I reckon it has.
I think it's stretched him out for another couple of years.
Oh,
actually.
it definitely has. Yeah, no doubt.
It's just a little pick and a poke, looking for a lead out there, but all he's found is the boundary line and turned the ball over. So the Tommy Tigers, with the aid of a bit of a breeze.
How much is it worth, Laurie, do you think, today?
I reckon it's about a 4-goal breeze, Eric.
Yeah, certainly. You look at the trees on the other side of the ground, it's really gusting.
It's interesting that a couple of bigger fellas were over there, but Craig Wolfenden's going to take the kick on goal. He chooses to centre the ball, looking for a lead. 3 North Geelong players kind of spoiled each other for the ball, and left Nick Maheras, who's normally one of the high flyers for the Thompson side, just basically stood his ground, didn't even get off the ground, and took a very easy mark right in the 10-yard square.
So certainly the opportunity of first goal here.
And pops it straight through the middle. So that's Thompson on the board with the major, 1 goal 1, leading North Geelong yet to score. Yeah, that was a bit of bad discipline there. I think one of the North Geelong boys should have tried to punch the ball.
And Laurie, fairly ordinary defence, as Peter said, on the North Geelong area there.
Yeah, I think there must have been a little bit of confusion there, Eric. When the ball gets kicked in like that, sometimes someone just forgets to put the punch in. You've got to use your voice around there and make sure that someone's going to do the job, and they didn't quite do it. Look, I'm just number 9 for Thompson AV, Lazic, is it? And
Rob Lazic.
And number 25 is Welsh, the giant and the little fella there. That's a mismatch there for sure.
Stewie Benyon for North Geelong, the last year's coach, of course, is having a very good season since he came back. And
No, that's not Stewie. It's centre half forward there. Little
oh,
tight.
sorry, I'm looking a bit further. Yeah, well, they're very short across there, North Geelong, aren't they?
I'll have to run the ball in.
So it's very interesting indeed. In fact, that might be Friars, perhaps 25. Oh no, Adam Welsh. Adam Welsh playing one of his first games. Well, the ball's been put down the middle. Justin can't take possession. Timmy Gardner has the footy. He's tackled over the shoulder, said the umpire. And, well, he's chosen to play on. Very poor handball to Mickey Gann, but mopping up there is Paddy Burns. And, well, Thompson put themselves under a bit of pressure until it comes back to Timmy Gardner. And he goes bang off one step, kicks it right over the centre square to half forward, running towards the boundary line pretty quickly ahead there of Matt Armstrong of North Geelong, and the ball has run out of bounds. And I think that kick there justified how much wind there is, Laurie.
Yes, I think so, Eric, and I've got the drift that Greg McLeod's instructed the guys to get the ball and kick as long as they can with the piece.
Well, let's be honest, if he hasn't given them that instruction, they should have enough brains to be able to do it themselves, because it is quite strong.
Yeah, they should have, but sometimes footballers don't, Peter.
Out of bounds, half forward flank for Thompson. Ball thrown in, come clear, and well, Russell Hearn, great smother there on the handball, and well, the ball's under about 6 or 7 players, and the umpire has come in, Noel Hooper, waiting for the players to untangle themselves, and last man up, Nick Maheras, and now umpire Hooper has the footy. Still on half forward flank, out of side here at Osborne Park. Been playing 6 minutes, 1 goal, 1 Thompson. North Geelong yet to score. Ball comes down and finally comes clear to Nick Maheras. He gets a handball across to Timmy Gardner, over to Paddy Burns, and one of the rare occasions, Pat kicks the ball. He's kicked at a beautiful position. The lead there was is at Cowans, and well, that's what full forwards are all about. They've got a lead up the ground. He's got the mark 45 metres out, directly in front. And Laurie, I think this bloke can kick a footy.
Yeah, he's a good player, Mark, and that's when he's at his best too, Eric, when he's on that long lead. He gets a little bit frustrated.
So is he going to kick this, Laurie?
I would say he would.
I reckon Eric and you just put the mocker on him.
Cowans moves in from 50. It's a good-looking kick. The wind has, well, the wind has helped it all the way and right through the middle. So second goal for the day to the Thompson Footy Club. They go to 2-1 13. North Geelong yet to score. We've been playing 7 minutes in the first quarter, and that's on the Victory Trophy scoreboard. So that's a good start for Thompson, Laurie. Yeah,
good start, and a good start for Mark Cowans, Eric. I've seen him play a couple of times this year, and that's when he's at his best. That's what I call the Tony Lockett style of full forward. You run up the ground, and he's a big, strong boy. For the benefit of our listeners, he's built something like Tony Lockett, and you don't get in the road of those guys, and you've got to give them a bit of space or you get injured. So that's the way to play the game.
Well, they've gone feet for the talls up there. Anderton at centre half and Cowans full forward, and that's left Daryl Jones on... That looks like Dale Morrison.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when they kick to the other end whether they stay with that kind of setup.
Yes, certainly will. And North Geelong very small in the forward line, as has been pointed out. Well, ball's put down. It's in dispute in the centre of the ground. A series of handballs finally gets it across to Dean Oakley. He gets it across to Justin. Another handball. Well, the ball's gone 50 metres and hasn't had a kick yet until, well, still hasn't had a kick. The ball's being handballed and finally comes clear to Price by hand to Daryl Jones, and Jones at North Geelong. Well, he's chipped it only 25 metres, and it's gone to Adam Welsh. Welsh, little chip to the centre of the ground, and chipping in there, Kane Harrington came and met the footy very solidly. He's got Rowe loose on centre wing, but he wasn't loose for too long because Timmy Gardner pushing the back, not paid, said the umpire, and the ball is, well, brought out for North Geelong by hand to Rowe, and Rowe on centre wing. He chips it forward to Russell Hearn on half forward, and he takes the mark just ahead there of Mickey Gann of Thompson. Hearn now gets it on quickly. The lead, well, it's intercepted by Mick Gann of Thompson. Strong mark, and North Geelong to this point, Laurie, I guess haven't been past half forward.
Well, it just indicated to me just with that kick of Russell Hearn's there, the side kicking in it has to run the footy. So it's strong out there that you must run the footy up.
So the ball's back to half forward for Thompson, but Daryl Jones in the way once again, kicks it high in the air, wind holds it up, Rowe can't control it, and it's out of bounds on the centre wing, out of side here. We've been playing 9 minutes into the first quarter. 2-1 Thompson, North Geelong yet to score.
Ball thrown in now. JJ tries to get a clear tap down, he can't do so. There's a fair scramble of players. Again pushed out. Paddy Burns puts his body on the line and looks for the safety of the boundary line and finds it, pushing it over.
I think we're going to see you do that today, Peter. Push the ball over the boundary line.
I think on that
start
side of the
again.
ground we certainly will.
Yes, later on the day we might need the binoculars if the light starts to fade. They're a long way away, aren't they?
I don't know why they do it to us. Why don't they play the ball over here? Quick throw in, Burns at the back of the pack dives over and pushes it back into a pack that forms, and then through Craig Wolfenden holds the ball up, and we'll have a throw up.
Ball on centre wing, up it goes. Justin gets the tap clear for Thompson, but nobody able to control the footy until Russell Hearn gets it. Nice little handballs come clear to Daryl Jones once again. Well, that's a better looking kick low into the bruise, but well, no North Geelong players there to take possession of it. Rod Peacock grabs it, throws the handball out wide. Lassick and Thompson goes wide to half back. It's well, it's going to say too wide for Mickey Gann, and Russell Hearn grabbed it right on the boundary line, and in trying to evade the tackle has stepped over that line. So boundary umpire's got possession again. 10.5 minutes first quarter. And Jelkovic, good punch forward for the North Geelong side. Who can run onto it? It's well, that's incredible. Michael Rowe took the footy, was absolutely impeded, and well, we saw it, and umpire Stokes was 5 metres away. He didn't see it, so no free kick paid. Out of bounds once again. This time half forward flank for the North Geelong side, out of side. And Jelkovic gets tapped down, but the drop of the ball, it's really all Thompson so far today, and Ray Robertson comes in, gets some assist from Hearn and Price. Price gets a handball across to, that was Gibbs. Gibbs a long handball to the little fellow in Walsh, and Walsh has found the leading player in Kane Harrington at full forward, and almost down the ground then. I thought young Walsh was put down fairly solidly after he kicked the footy. But umpire doesn't see it the way I do, and Harrington now from 25 metres out directly in front.
Yeah,
lovely looking kick into that bruise, and that's the first goal of the day for the North Geelong side. Kane Harrington is the kicker of it, and on the Victory Trophy centre scoreboard, 12 minutes into the first quarter, 1 goal, 6 North Geelong. They trail Thompson 2-1, 13.
Well, I'll tell you what, Laurie, I reckon that 1 goal's probably worth 3 or 4.
And it was a very important goal to Peter too, because of the way they moved the ball out there. They chipped it around nicely and prepared just to do that little bit of running up there, and that was a great goal. Even the kicker from there, I was just about going to say that he might stretch his distance there, and he slotted through there with a bit to spare.
Robinson goes up in the ruck against Justin. No one gets a clear tap down, but kicking off the ground there's Russell Hearn. No more play there, but Gardner picks it up. A quick handball throughout a pack goes to Justin. He turns onto the left, kicks it down looking for Cowan. Cowan can't take a mark, goes off hands over to where Dale Menzies pushes it out in front. He's being well tracked there. Ball comes down to Gann. Gann can't get clear, but Cowan does. Turns onto that left and has a pot shot at goal, but only went there as far as Saketa. Saketa turns, was off on the right foot, quick pass out, and finds a teammate there in, not quite sure who it is.
Corey Lockwood, I think.
Lockwood, was it? And it gets smothered, and the ball goes back through Mahep, back into the goal square, comes over, and a great little handball there over to Anderton, and Anderton puts the third major on the board for the Thompson Tigers.
Yes, on the Victory Trophy Centre scoreboard, 13 minutes in the first quarter. Thompson 3-1-19. Lead North Geelong 1 goal. And what would you think, Laurie? You suggested a 4-goal bruise. Would they need 5 or 6 in this quarter?
Definitely, Eric. Look, what Thompson got to be aware of, Eric, North Geelong want to push them to the far side of the ground, of course, and keep it over as much as they can. But that was more direct. They have to go direct. You've got to use this win and make every kick count, and if they can do that, they can certainly get those score on the ball.
I reckon it's more than a 4-goal bruise now. It seems to have picked up. If you look at the flags here for the listeners out there, it's blowing fairly strong.
Yep.
How do you feel the matchups for the North Geelong defence, Laurie? Anderton, they appear to be the one that's won out. They just can't seem to match him up with his height. Looks like Daryl Jones heading towards him now.
Well, I think Daryl Jones has probably got to run with him, Eric, but there is a bit of a mismatch, not just purely because of age, but he's a fairly mobile big bloke, Anderton, and we've seen him play a couple of good games, and he could worry Sid out there, and Sid likes to just play his own game and move across the forward line. It's coming in pretty quick. And
the reason, of course, we're delaying here, Anderton, I think, has kicked it almost to the Geelong City, and there was quite a lengthy delay getting the footy back. But,
I think he's kicked it over through St Helens Estate, mate.
Just about. So Yeah, I'll get you to keep an eye on those matchups, Laurie, because certainly Thompson looks to be winning that battle at this point in the tactical battle of the coaches.
I don't know what other choices they've got though, Eric, because North are fairly short, aren't they?
But those Anderson again.
Yes, Anderson gets the handball across to his teammate there in Dean Oakley. But, well, chipping in for North Geelong. It's a beautiful pass, and it's a great mark on half forward by Zitko, playing in the forward line today. We've seen him last couple of times here in the back line. The ball in the forward line over the head of all players. The handball comes out towards Price of North Geelong. He can't handle it, and players throwing themselves over the footy. And I guess, Laurie, they can't afford to do that too often. The umpire's only got to ping them once, and they shouldn't be doing it again.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was one of the nicest skips from David Gibbs then, that short pass. Kept it low into the breeze. Magnificent.
So, ball thrown up half forward for North Geelong. Comes clear. Lockwood over the top with a handball to Rowe. Rowe, beautiful pass right in the arms of Paddy Burns. Burns on the left foot. He's got the mark dropped there on centre wing by Stevie Daniels of Thompson, and off his hands it's over the boundary line. There's another player who I haven't got listed, a number 51. We'll have to see if we can get the Thompson hierarchy to sort out some of these numbers for us, because the record's certainly not too clear. But from the throw-in, Lockwood, again, his kick is smothered off the boot. That's about the third time in the game so far, 15 minutes. But offhand, it's to the half-forward flank for the North Geelong side, and once again, over the boundary line. I guess if we say that once today, we'll probably say it 100 times.
I'll tell you what, Laurie, the smothering is very good, but and most of it's on the North Geelong team. I think it's because they're trying to keep the ball low.
I think so, Eric, Peter, and I think it's the wind has a lot of bearing on a game like this, and you've got to be fairly skillful to get from A to B, and it takes a little bit more care than it would do if it was just windy and this is a bit of a gale force blowing here, and it does affect your kicking.
And umpires have given a free kick for a bit of a shove off the footy, and went to Daryl Jones of North Geelong, and he's kicked it to centre wing. Again, it's really almost tunnel ball out there. Finally, Paul Price breaks clear of the pack on the left foot, drives towards the full forward position, over the head of Andjokovic and his opponent there now, Aitchison. And now the Thompson team are chipping and changing both forward and back, and I think it's creating some hassles for the North Geelong side in matchups. So the ball out of bounds, 10 metres from the behind post at the northern end here at Osborne Park. Footy comes in. Umpire Hutchison gets a tap down in the ruck. Only goes as far as Lockwood. Gets a little handball to Harrington. Harrington to the full forward position, offhand. Oh. Well, that was unfortunate for the North Geelong side, because Rowe had a pot shot. It hit Zitko, who was standing in the goal square, and off his feet, it rebounded over the boundary line on the full. So comedy of errors there, Laurie.
Yes, it was a bit unfortunate there. He was just the wrong place at the wrong time.
So from the kick in,
great kick.
Huge kick for the Thompson side, and mark taken there by Morrison, I think that is, out there on half back. He gets it to half forward, and well, umpire right on the spot. He's given a free kick to North Geelong, and it's Lockwood. Not too sure what for, but
I think he said it was shepherding.
Well, he's got Benyon, who's loose on centre. He kicks it low, picked up by Rowe. Well, he was run down, but not able to contain him. The ball's gone to right, almost in the goal square. There's the two North Geelong players have taken the mark between them, and a little chip back into the field of play to Harrington, who was leading back into the square, and I guess the impossible shot from the pocket, Laurie, with the bruise the way it was, and that was intelligent footy.
Yeah, great vision here, Eric, to spot him out there, and he should be able to convert this.
Yeah, so Harrington now, well, he's kicked from 30. He took the mark 20 out, and what has he done? He has kicked his second goal. So 2 goals to Kane Harrington. And that's 2 to North Geelong into the breeze in this first quarter. And on the Victory Trophy scoreboard, 19 minutes first quarter, 2 goals straight, 12 North Geelong. They trail Thompson 3-1-19.
I might be wrong, but very rarely, Laurie said very rarely am I. Last time we came out here, I came to this game, and I reckon last time I saw Harrington play, he came off the ground at half-time with an injury. It wasn't against Thompson, but it was against a higher-rated team, and I think he's one player that really can stand up for the North Geelong side.
No, he's a good player, Peter.
Ooh, Robinson kick off the ground. Can't get any progress there, but the umpire says, yeah, I've found a kick. And it's gone to Paddy Burns. Quick hands to Mick Gann. Gann through foot over to Anderton on the far wing. He in turn turns it very, very quickly, looking for Big Cowan on his hands and knees, keeps the ball in, backs up again now, pushes the ball out down the wing through North Geelong. This time Harrington looking to push the ball to safety of the boundary line, and does so and finds the boundary line on the North Geelong half-forward flank seaside.
One of the things that amazed me, Peter, is Thompson the better side, probably in the position on the ladder, and look, I can't understand why they're not over the side of the ground more. They're playing right in North Geelong's hands at the moment.
The ball thrown in on outer side here once again. Comes to ground, finally picked up. Goes to, I think that might be Henry out there, but intercepting Russell Hearn. He drives to the full forward position. Zitko takes the mark, plays on quickly. Great smother again in defence by the Thompson side. And
it's got to be deliberate.
Well,
I think he is.
Yes, finally. I just wonder whether one of the players might have helped him make that decision. The umpire.
Well, he did try and hit it through the points, and he's hit the point post, so it's deliberate.
Once you miss it, it's deliberate. Absolutely, perfect, perfect work there. That's 56, I reckon, might be Tim Henry. I'm hoping it is. Well, the ball is still in play, and well, they didn't make anything out of that North Geelong, because they tried to play on from the free kick, and ultimately the ball is kicked out of bounds on the full, right beside the behind post. So Thompson with the ensuing free kick. Looks like it's Rod Peacock down there.
I think it might be Justin, is it?
Well, anyway, Thompson have had to kick the ball, comes right back to the centre, a huge kick, and on the ground there, the ball in dispute, almost on the centre square line, the centre half forward for the North Geelong side.
I do apologise, mate, the kick was Aaron Bradley.
Oh, I beg your pardon, So, with a great kick, thrown up on half forward.
There's JJ.
JJ trying to get a handball clear. Now it's gone wide for the North Geelong side row. It is again kicking it low to keep it under the breeze, but also in the way again, Aaron Bradley, and the ball forced over the boundary line. I think we've got a bit of a scuffle in the middle of the ground with umpire Stokes in control.
I think it's just Robbo and JJ and Paddy Burns saying, how are you boys?
Yeah, so the ball, of course, is still in play. I'll keep the play going, you look after the wrestle. So the ball is still centre half forward for North Geelong, and well, the umpire's put a whistle on play. Who was on the bottom of that? It looks like Russell Hearn, is it?
Stewie Benyon, I think.
Certainly a North Geelong free kick, and ball comes again. Once again, I think it's Russell Hearn was the bloke at the footy, and yes, he has it now. He's 35 metres out, 45-degree angle.
And the coach's goal, isn't it?
Absolutely. Very difficult. Well, he's tried to chip it over. Benyon went one-handed, a fairly ordinary kick there from Russell Hearn, and now one big kick from the Thompson defence lands the ball in the arms of Anderton at half forward. As he's falling to the ground, gets the left foot to it, tries to find Cowans, who's led to the forward pocket. And Laurie, I'm with you. Why would Mark Cowans, one, he's a left footer, and two, lead to that pocket with the blowing in that direction?
That's right, Eric, and I think it's just a tactical mistake there, and he's got to move up the ground, and Thompson's got to bring the ball out this side.
So the ball out of bounds on the outer side between half forward flank and forward pocket for the Thompson side. A lot of players in the area there. So ball out of bounds once again, and it's a free kick out of bounds on the full. It's gone to Thompson. That's a better kick into a centre half forward. Ball picked up by Dale Menzies. Well, a lot of smothering going on there. Wolfenden can't get the footy clear. Pushed along the ground towards Paddy Burns, and a pack has formed just inside the 50-metre arc. True centre half forward for Thompson, kicking in this first quarter to the southern end. The umpire with the footy, umpire Stokes puts it up. Well, Robinson gets a tap down for North Geelong. Running onto it there is Jones. Jones goes wide to centre wing. The lead is from Benyon. He can't reach it before it gets to the boundary line, and it's run over and out once again. So true centre wing outer side. We've been playing 24 minutes first quarter. 3-1 Thompson. Lead North Geelong 2 goals.
Central wing, seaside, side of the ground. Ball's thrown in. Robinson makes space and gets pushed out by Justin. No free kick coming Ball pushed along by the number 31 in the Thompson side there in Oakley, over the line and out of bounds. Probably picked up about 20 metres. 24.5 minute mark. 8 points of difference thrown in now. Robinson and Justin go at it again, but this time Justin kind of pushed Robinson first, that he's been given a free kick. He plays on very quickly. Quick handball over where a little short pass takes place and it's pushed into Paul Price. Price turns, plays on quickly, and well, if that's not a free kick, it's certainly a mark there to McCarthy. McCarthy, little left foot jab over to Lee Harrington. Harrington's probably one of the better players for North Geelong in this first quarter. Takes a good mark. He in turn turns onto the left, a long kick, but pretty badly weighted there with the breeze. It held up, and Andrew Aitchison was able to take a fairly easy, uncontested mark. Wobbly kick as he plays on, finds Peacock right on the centre half back line. Peacock now turning ball to the side of the ground that it should be. Menzies tries to make track, so does Mahera. Neither can get it, and the ball's picked up there and pushed back into attack by McCarthy. Looking for a lead down the ground, but only as far as the boundary line. Out of bounds, and we will have a throw in front of the scoreboard at Osborne Park here.
Quarter time AFL, Hawthorn 3-1, trail, Port Adelaide 5-3.
Ball thrown in. Justin and Robinson go at it again. Quick turn from Wolverton, no one in possession there. Gann tries, so does Price for North Geelong. He gets control of it and is able to chip it down where the mark has been taken, I think, by Corey Lockwood. Lockwood turns onto the right, looking for Harrington. He's pushed out. No real chance at going for the ball there by his opponent in Aaron Bradley, and a free kick goes to Harrington. This will be Harrington's third or fourth kick of goal, I think.
Well, he certainly kicked 2, and I think he's had a couple more that...
And this is within range. I reckon he'd be 30, 35 metres in. And let's just call it directly in front.
A good kick in the breeze, though. Harrington on the left foot, I tell you what. He's touched right on the line, so offhand. It's the first behind of the day to North Geelong. On the Victory Trophy scoreboard, 2-1-13 North Geelong. So trail Thompson 3-1-19. That's 27 minutes gone. And Laurie,
I'll tell you what, another goal there would have made it awful bloody interesting.
Well, I think it's...
Well, I think North Geelong have played quite well this quarter. They've bottled Thompson up. They've made him go to the wrong side of the ground. And if North Geelong can learn from that and use that in the next quarter, well, it could be very interesting.
Stein and Aitchison up together, but no possession. Comes out to Gardner. He quickly handballs it over in the direction of Stein again, and jumping on him is Price and a couple of other of the North Geelong boys, and we'll have a throw up.
So the ball between centre wing and half forward flank on the western side here at Osborne Park. Well, Druckmann go to ground, and it's taken clear by Mahera. So great tackle there, spills the ball clear. But Wolferton finally has the footy for Thompson with actually handballed it, so can't be on the full.
Okay. I missed the disposal.
Yes, yeah, well I think you were watching the player who went perilously close to that fence, did he not?
Yeah.
So out of bounds, in front of our broadcast position here at Osborne Park, western side of the ground, from behind Mahera grabs the footy, his handball goes into the arms of Price, off his hands and comes to Russell Hearn. He finds Stewie Benyon, half forward. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can, on the left foot. Well, it was a good decision then by the boundary umpire, because it came off the North Geelong player, but it was above the knee.
Come off his arm, Eric. It was a good decision.
Yeah, so the ball out of bounds between wing and half forward. Still on the western side here at Osborne Park. North Geelong kicking to the northern end. Well, Robertson tapped it down only as far there as Maheris, and there's just one step and it's gone 65 metres.
75,
yeah, 75,
90.
So the ball's gone from half back to forward pocket with one kick, and certainly ran a long way.
It was just touched by the fingertips once, just before it went over the bounds.
So I think that's a fair indication of how strong the wind is. Laurie, your assessment pretty sound.
Yes, I think so, and I think Russell Hearn will be learning from all this.
I'll tell you what, you'd be really trying to bottle the play up now. We've gone 29 minutes. You wouldn't want to see Thompson kick another goal if you were a fabulous Maggie supporter.
Not so when there's only been 5 for the quarter so far from the throw-in. Well,
good decision.
Very good decision. We had a good view of that one, and a great tackle by Sakuda on Costello. And now North Geelong, the chance to clear it, go across the ground to Russell Hearn. Now they're on the defensive side. Hearn, it's a terrible kick by by the coach. He put Paul Price under a bit of pressure, but he's equal to the task, and he's found David Gibb out there on centre wing. He's handball out wider, and the kick has gone to half forward to Zitko, and Zitko of North Geelong has taken a mark half forward flank. So I guess a goal at this late stage in the quarter would be sensational for North Geelong.
We were just saying the opposite, weren't we, mate?
Yeah, so Harrington now, the chip pass from Sakuda has found him on half forward flank, and he's come in. He's driven it long into the full forward position, but well, the mark almost taken there by Peacock, not paid, and the ball has come to ground, but at 30 minutes, that is the siren.
No, it is the siren, it's not the fire brigade or anything like that.
Absolutely. So at the Victory Trophy Centre scoreboard at quarter time, North Geelong 2-1-13, Trail Thompson 3-1-19. Goal kickers for North, Kane Harrington has the 2 goals, and for the Thompson side, 3 goal kickers, Nick Maheris, Brett Anderton and Mark Cowan. So that's quarter time here. Repeating the quarter time score, North 2-1, Trail Thompson 3-1. We'll go to the studio for a break, and when we return, Peter Walker and Laurie de Goldie with their thoughts on quarter number 1. You're tuned to John.